Good morning. It's Saturday, December 21st. I'm Stephanie Bertini in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live here on the Fox Local app. A major headline out of Europe. Officials in Germany say at least 5 people are dead after a man intentionally drove his vehicle into a Christmas market. It happened in Magdeburg, a city southwest of Berlin. The driver is in police custody. He's identified as a 50-year-old doctor. At least 200 others are injured, many seriously. Today, President Biden is expected to sign a bipartisan funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. The Senate worked into the night to pass it just after the deadline. The current bill will keep the government open until March 14th. It includes $100 billion in disaster aid and $10 billion in assistance to farmers. Well, many of us waking up to snow this morning expect a sunny afternoon. Tonight, clear skies but very cold. Tomorrow, frigid temperatures in our forecast. Amazon is cracking down on fake reviews for products on its site. This comes after an FTC ruling prohibiting the purchase of positive or negative consumer comments. Fox 5's Arthur Chien breaking it all down and bringing us the big picture.
As consumers, we're shopping more online now than ever before. And in the place of being able to physically see and touch a product, user reviews are what many shoppers are now relying on.
I won't buy anything without, good reviews.
Before I order anything, especially from Amazon, I'm going for the reviews to see photos, videos, or what people didn't like about the product.
But there's a growing problem infecting the online shopping world, that of fake reviews. And it's prompting the online juggernaut, Amazon, to crack down on it. The company is sending out questionnaires to influencers with reviews appearing on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, asking the reviewer about their interaction with the seller of the product. The Amazon crackdown is backed by a new rule at the Federal Trade Commission, giving the FTC the ability to seek civil penalties of over $50,000 per offense for violators.
It is a problem, and it's been a growing problem for years.
Trey Bodge, smart shopping expert at TrueTrade.com, herself has been approached with retailers trying to buy a fake review from her.
I've definitely been approached by brands that say, oh, if you will give you this product for free, but you have to buy it first and then we'll reimburse you, or we'll give you a credit to buy it. So then there goes my verified review.
The smart advice from shopping experts is for us to do our homework, to look at multiple reviews, both the good and bad and everything in between. And here's an interesting one. They say to take a look at the brand's own social media accounts because the comments posted on there are less likely to be paid feedback. And there's one more thing.
If you're shopping with a retailer that you're not familiar with, for example, you want to go to, say, Trustpilot, for example, and see if they have a good rating.
And in the end, a retailer with a good return policy means they're ready to do the right thing if you don't like their product. Experts saying retailers paying for fake reviews tend not to want their product back. Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
The holidays are in motion and Americans are traveling in big numbers by air and on roadways. AAA says this holiday season could be one for the record books. Analysts expecting nearly 120 million Americans to travel at least 50 miles from home between now and New Year's Day. If you're included in that number, be prepared for crowded airports and potentially bad weather on the roads.
To think about removing things from your pockets, placing those items in your carry-on bag so that it's all conveniently located in one spot.
To help travelers out, TSA says it added overtime and additional staffers to keep things moving. Well, it's probably too late to beat the long holiday lines at the airports, but next year, TSA pre-check enrollment options are increasing in the city. There are a lot of enrollment centers in our area, but one of the newest is at the World Trade Center's Oculus. TSA pre-check pre-screens travelers, including conducting a criminal background check. Once approved, you'll be able to zip through airport security. 8 decades after he fought in World War II, a local veteran is receiving a special recognition. Here's Fox 5's Jessica Formoso.
A 101-year-old World War II veteran, Private Frank Agolia, received the French Legion of Honor Medal Friday at the Long Island State Veterans Home at Stony Brook University.
The French government and the French nation will never forget your bravery and the sacrifice of your fallen companions. We owe you our freedom.
The decorated U.S. Army vet was a member of the 82nd Airborne Division during the Battle of Normandy, a recipient of 2 Bronze Star medals, earned a Purple Heart, the French Freedom Medal, and now the French Legion of Honor.
A great honor, a great honor.
He was soft-spoken and only said a few words, but those who came out to celebrate him praised the young teen who went to war and courageously fought for freedom. Agolia served with the 325th Glider Infantry Regiment. On June 6, 1944, D-Day, Agolia was in a glider when it crashed.
We took that in night, but it caught the set of the glider, the split the glider in the hip.
For the next 3 days, Frank fought with his unit and secured and seized the bridge of Lafayette. It turned out to become the largest small arms combat engagement in United States military history.
He was born in Brooklyn in 1923. After his service in World War II, in 1947, he joined the NYPD and retired as a detective in 1980. A life of service, a true hero.
Frank is a living legend. Frank is the essence of both courage and bravery.
He was surrounded by family who say he never spoke about what he did, touched by the honors their father has and continues to receive.
Dad was always a really humble, gentle man. He still is. He's our hero.
We too thank you for your service. In Stony Brook, I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
Wonderful. The Biden administration announcing another round of student debt loan relief. More than $4 billion is now approved for almost 55,000 public servants. That brings this administration's total debt relief to nearly $180 billion. This round of relief went to people eligible through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Now to a prehistoric discovery in the backyard of a home in Orange County. The jaw fossil of an extinct animal was found sticking right out of the soil. It's the first discovery of its kind in our area in more than a decade. Fox 5's Richard Giacobis took a trip to Scotchtown, New York to bring us a closer look.
It was back in late September when a homeowner up in Scotchtown, New York, some 90 miles north of the city, was mowing his lawn when he saw something that, well, let's just say, didn't look like it belonged in this century.
They recognized almost immediately that they had found a fossil and that they were teeth.
Researchers at the New York State Museum and SUNY Orange came to look at what they are now calling a remarkable discovery, the jaw of an extinct mammal, a mastodon, similar to an elephant that roamed the earth some 13,000 years ago. The New York State Museum's Dr. Robert Faranek showing us the jaw via Zoom.
This is the tooth that was sticking out of the ground. And just, I'll put my finger in the picture just so you get a scale about how big it is. So all of these bits, because it was high in the topsoil, it went through about 13,000 years of freeze-thaw cycles. And I think that's one of the reasons why it was poking out of the ground, because it was probably buried just shallow. And then over time, it slowly moved itself to the surface.
In addition to the jaw, researchers also found toe and rib fragments now in the process of preservation. This discovery is the first of its kind up here in Orange County in more than a decade. But it's not as uncommon as you think. In fact, the museum says at least 150 mastodon fossils have been found across New York, with a third of them dug up right here in Orange County.
We have a large diversity of animals from the Ice Age in New York State. But for us, the mastodons are the most abundant that occur in the state.
This prehistoric treasure will now undergo carbon dating, an extensive scientific analysis to determine that mastodon's age, diet, and habitat. Once that's completed, the jaw and other fossils found will go on public display to give a glimpse into the rich Ice Age history here in New York. We're in Scotchtown up in Orange County. Richard Giacobis, Fox 5 News.
All right, that does it for us this morning. I'm Stephanie Bertini. Have a great day. And remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox Local app.